Went well. Had one rough mile, about 24-ish. Right when you get into town, you hit some hills. It gets rough there. Otherwise, course was amazing. The trace is always nice to run on. The support here is pretty stellar. They've got water stations every 2 miles. They're awesome volunteers out there. So I had a really good time again.
Talk about your running background a little bit. How'd you get involved in running, and then how do you train for a marathon?
I started running early last year, just kind of on a whim. Trained up for Wabash last year. That was my first real race. Since then, I've just been running consistently. I ran Lincoln. I ran this last fall, but that was kind of just an experience. Goats 50K. So that's pretty much it. Training up for a marathon. I run about 60 miles a week average, maybe a little bit more on good weeks. That's pretty much it.
And then tell us about yourself a little bit, from the Omaha area, correct?
Yep, I am from Omaha, born and raised there. I just got engaged a few months ago. I work at UNMC at the eye clinic there, and that's about it.
And so now out of the 2 marathons here, you got two championships. Planning on coming back next year?
Definitely, yeah. I mean, it's a fun race. Fall marathon, I really can't think of a better one to do.
All right, congratulations, Jared.
All right, thanks.
It was beautiful. You couldn't have asked for better weather. I was a little bit nervous starting out, just thinking, it was a little bit not sure how, not familiar with the course, if it was going to be different than I'm used to running on pavement. So not sure how the limestone would be, but it was very soft, and I actually really enjoyed it. So.
Talk about yourself a little bit. Where are you from, and what do you do, and how'd you get into marathon running?
Well, I'm from Omaha, Nebraska. My husband and I just enjoy running. My sister actually got me into marathon running. She, her husband was in the Marines, and he got her into marathon running, and I don't know, did my first marathon last spring, loved it. We finished the marathon and we sat there and just said, okay, when can we do the next one? So we pretty much signed up for this one. Looked like a pretty one. I'm hoping to qualify for Boston by doing the Richmond Marathon in November.
And you mentioned this a little bit, but talk about the experience here and if you're going to come back to the Wabash Marathon.
Absolutely. It was just gorgeous. I love a point-to-point run. I mean, that's just awesome. And I just loved how pretty it was, and I just felt like it's low-key and just very enjoyable.
All right, congratulations, Ashley.
Thanks.
My name's Jared McManus. I was the first runner. The second runner was Darren Bourret. He's from Essex. And then Clayton Young was third. Bradley Young was fourth. And then John Walker brought it up fifth. It was just basically off of watching Duck Dynasty because Cy says, "Hey Jack," all the time, and we didn't really have any other good ideas. So. And
how'd you come up with the group here to get them together to do a team marathon?
Well, me and the guy that finished, John, ran the half marathon together last year, and we were like, we don't really want to run that far again. So we said, hey, let's try to do the relay, and we knew a couple other guys that ran anyway and didn't do it last year, so we just decided to talk to them and see if they were interested, and they said sure. So.
And any argument over the order and what you guys are going to run for this?
No, it was pretty easy to figure out. We knew we wanted somebody to start strong, to keep up with whoever was taking off good. And then we just kind of had our next 2 guys just said, I want to go next, or I want to go next. And it wasn't any big deal. We didn't really have any, strategy or anything. It was just, we just decided to go do it. So.
And training for this, do you guys train together, train separately, and what goes into it?
No, it's pretty much separately just because, our schedules are so different. But pretty much, we'd all run anywhere between 5 and 15 miles a week, just kind of on our own terms because we all had our goals for what we wanted to do for pace and stuff during our legs. So we all kind of went out and did our own thing, and it just all came together today well. So.
And talk about just the overall experience running on the trace and on such a nice day.
Oh, it was great. You can't beat this. It was nice and cool this morning. It was like 52 degrees or something, which is kind of cool starting out. But, it's 70 now and partly cloudy, so you can't beat this at all. And it's always nice to have people along the trace, saying hi and good job and keep going, because it's a long ways, especially those guys. I did the half last year. I can't imagine doing the full. So having encouragement along the way makes a big difference.
All right, congratulations, Jared.
Absolutely, I was really happy. I actually had a personal best today, so it was actually a race for second, really. The Scott Hogue out there really kicked everybody's butt. He came in, I think, at 117, and I came in around 124. So I was really happy with the conditions. The weather was beautiful, and the race course was beautiful. I was really happy with everything that happened today.
And you were here last year. What's your impression now being back here 2 years in a row?
Sure, I'm going to keep coming back as attendance continues to rise. Obviously, a bit more competition coming out, and it was just great. We had tons of volunteers out on the course, lots of people, lots of spectators. It was just a great day. The weather was perfect. I mean, you couldn't beat it.
Talk about yourself a little bit. Where are you from? What do you do? And how'd you get involved with running half marathons?
Sure, I'm originally from Dubuque. Now live in Des Moines with my wife, Betsy, who's originally here from Shenandoah. And running, I never was a big runner until maybe about 5 or 6 years ago. I just started it up. So it's the marathon thing, the half marathon thing just seems like a good distance for me. Just love getting out there and running, especially cool mornings like today. It was just perfect. You couldn't beat it.
Ryan, congratulations on second place and finishing the race.
Great, thanks a lot.
It was great. Did a little bit of training, decided to come out here and run a half marathon. It was awesome. I did pretty good, and it was great.
Now, you're in the middle of football season right now, playing for the Mustangs. What runs through your mind to run a half marathon during football season?
Well, a lot of people were pretty surprised. I don't know. I just like to run, and decided it was time to get out and run.
You run a fairly good time here. Just talk about the course a little bit. What's it like out on the trace running?
It was great. The rest stops were awesome. I was plenty hydrated with that. It was pretty fun. It was really easy.
And do you think Coach Andy Campbell from the cross-country team may be coming calling now after you run the half marathon?
Yeah, he's talked to me about that a little bit. I don't know. Football, I just kind of got to stick with that thing. But I'll still be a runner, and I'll always consider it and do my running.
All right, congratulations, Bridger.
Thank you.
I run a marathon in all 50 states, so this was number 32 for me.
And what inspires somebody to try to attempt that goal?
Well, I've been running for about 12 years, and I initially got into it through the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. I actually try to raise funds a lot of the races that I do for cancer research. I'm a medical oncologist. And it's a hobby that I love and kind of grown to enjoy it. I love traveling too and experiencing new states and new places, and so I can combine the two.
And what's the time frame kind of deal for doing all 50 states?
My goal is 50 by 50, so I'm 46 now, so I've got to knock out 18 more in the next 4 years.
And what are the plans here in the near future? Do you got any more states lined up?
Yeah, actually next month I'm going to Hawaii, and I'm going to be doing the Hawaii Ironman, so I'll get Hawaii there. And then in November I'm doing a double Arkansas and Oklahoma in one weekend. So that's what I have in the next year.
And you mentioned you were a medical oncologist. Where are you from, and who's doing this with you?
I'm from Morganton, North Carolina, which is in the western part of the state. Actually, I came with my parents. My mom's family is from Kellogg, Iowa, so we had a little family reunion there on Friday, which was kind of nice. And then I was able to come over here to Shenandoah and run the race today, and I'm heading out tomorrow. So. And
talk about the race itself a little bit. Tell us about the course and about your day.
Well, it's just a fantastic town and course. I had read a little bit about it online, but I didn't know totally what to expect, and I was so pleasantly surprised to see how nice this area is. And then the course itself is beautiful. The people were extremely supportive. We had fantastic weather. You couldn't ask for a better day as far as running is concerned. It was cool and breezy, so just overall a great experience. I'd highly recommend this marathon.
All right, Doug, congratulations, and best of luck with your feet.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
It was so cool at the start. I took off running faster than I planned, and it just felt easy for a change. So I ran much faster than I expected today.
And you're attempting a pretty remarkable feat. Tell people about what you're trying to do this year.
My goal is to run 52 marathons or ultra marathons this year, and I didn't decide to do that until about halfway through the year. So I only ran 17 marathons in the first 6 months, so I'm trying to run 35 in the second half of the year. So I've got some weekends where I have to do 2, 3, or even 4 in one weekend.
And you were mentioning it up on stage. In the next coming weeks, you've got a pretty big task. Talk about your next few weeks, what you have planned.
Well, next week I have the Jackson Hole Marathon. That'll be tough because it's above 6,000 feet. Then the weekend after that, I'm doing the Tahoe Triple. That's 3 marathons in 3 straight days, and between the 3 of them, I'll be running all the way around Lake Tahoe. After that, I'll do Twin Cities Marathon. That's my hometown race, so that hopefully will be a little bit easier.
And how do you keep your body, from really not liking you after doing all these marathons?
Well, I've done a lot of marathons. I've been running for years, so I'm learning a lot more about how to recover quickly from races. Things like taking ice baths and getting massages, and also I've learned to know my limits in a race, so I can run pretty close to all out, but if I hold back by just a couple of minutes, then I'm ready to go the next week.
And talk about this race in particular. Obviously great weather to run in, but talk about the trace itself and the whole event.
I love the trail. I love how it's lined with trees, so when you're on the trail, you're shaded, and it feels like you're running through a forest. And the weather was nice and cool today. It was just... It felt easy. It was such nice scenery and such nice weather that after all the summer races, this one felt easy.
All right, congratulations, David, and we wish you the best of luck with trying to get 52.
Thank you.